What's up, everybody? Just got a little theme music going. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. It is 7:01. We got a special guest here. We have got, let's see, several people on right now. 18. We'll give everybody a couple more minutes to respond. We'll open up for some small talk for about 90 seconds before we get this thing kicked off. So what do you guys got going on? Anything special?
About time to drink beer.
About time to drink beer. It depends on where you are, but not really. Everywhere it's time to drink beer. Let's go.
5 o'clock somewhere.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
We know what a good idea comes out of a 10 a.m. drinking session.
I mean, we've sort of learned what a good
5
idea.
o'clock right here, guys.
What's that? And
I
mods,
said it's 5 o'clock right here.
Wonderful. Mods that are in here, we're going to have some really important shit that we cover. So if you guys could, make sure that you're muting people. Don't ban them right away. But if someone's got some background noise going on, like is going on right now, make sure that we mute them. We've got to cover a bunch of shit. And we've got a limited amount of time.
What's going on, y'all? How's everybody doing?
Good, buddy. Glad to have you with us.
Likewise, John.
John, where's the video of you in the cowboy hat and then the American flag? Where's our video?
I'm not in the cowboy hat. The American flag is behind me. We had a flash flood warning and like everything's fucked up. So my Wi-Fi is super slow. So I've got one phone that's at 30% and one phone that's at like 18%. And I'm hoping that gets me through this because the rate that Telegram has been blasting recently has not been lasting as long as phones should.
Yeah, I literally have 10-foot chargers plugged in all over my house.
I don't know if that was...
So it's not just me that Telegram destroys the battery.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, it doesn't normally. It does when there's 7,000 messages a day. So it's a good thing. Like it's absolutely a good thing that Telegram's destroying your battery because a month ago it probably wasn't because we weren't going crazy, you know?
Facts.
Speaking of,
all right, so we'll get this kicked off. Don't know who's joining from Twitter. Don't know who else is joining from the team or the group. We got 19 people here so far. Hopefully we get a few more.
Don't forget to record.
I'm already recording it. Thank you for reminding me for something I'm already doing. I appreciate it. As always, buddy. But yeah, so first off, and this is going to go on YouTube, we're going to let everybody know sort of our mission again, and that's that a lot of us have been in projects that, number one, we've been treated poorly by a developer or treated poorly by someone who came on, brought in a bunch of their own followers and then dumped. Something where there was some let's say dishonesty, maybe not illegality necessarily, but definitely some stuff that's morally not right in the crypto space, especially in Solana. And the second part of that is we all believe in freedom and in cryptocurrency as a step in freedom to financial freedom and getting away from 3-letter agencies that shall not be named that shouldn't really have as much control of their money as they should. In addition, you guys have always heard my political views, and while I'm tolerant of others and I understand that you guys are welcome here no matter what you believe, we are in a situation in our country, especially with the election coming up, that we've got a decision to make between two very, very, very opposites. One is a decision towards individual freedoms and the potential for wealth and prosperity for everybody. And the other is a decision towards government overreach, people essentially telling you what to do and renting things for the rest of your life. And that's sort of the crossroads we're at. And I think it's really time for us to sort of draw a line in the sand. And in addition to having a fun community that's amazing, a great team that I could never ask for more, and a group of people who really have become family very quickly, and also a project that's going to go to the fucking moon, let's not lie. It's also time for us to sort of draw a line in the sand and decide politically what we want to do, because we're at a crossroads in our country. And some of the people that I've been speaking to have a very, very, very similar mindset. You know, they believe in the ideals that our country was founded on. They believe in cryptocurrency as a way for financial freedom in the future. And they believe in individual freedom, the end of government overreach, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, all of the things that were guaranteed to us as inalienable God-given rights. And we've partnered with a lot of those people, well, a few of those people who, believe in both that freedom side of things and cryptocurrency, which you don't always find both in one person. So we got very, very lucky. And we've got, Boston Rob came on, Pokey Calls came on. They were amazing. Terps Calls came on. They're all with us for the long haul. Doc's Crypto's on with us for the long haul. High Res gave us a shout out on his Twitter Spaces tonight. He's with us for the long haul. And then we've also got another guy, and I will introduce him right now. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. I imagine several of you have. His name's Dustin Stockton. He is known as the godfather of Politify. If you look him up on Twitter, you will see some projects that have gone absolutely fucking parabolic. And he is with us for the long haul. We've got one of the coolest partnerships I've really ever heard of as far as what we're planning with him. If you guys think that we're in for, a couple Twitter posts and a couple TG calls and things like that, well, we are, but there's so much more. I will give I'll give the mic over to Dustin, and please, give him your attention and respect. And Dustin, buddy, we are so glad to have you with us. We are excited to take this thing to the stars.
Well, what's up, 1776? Boom, baby. Well, so thank you for the introduction, and you guys, thank you for this project. So if you don't know, I'm Dustin Stockton. I'm fairly notorious in the political world, and by fairly, I mean like pretty notorious. I was Steve Bannon's fixer for a long time. So I, like, in the lead up to the 2016 campaign, I was Steve's go-to guy to go fix all kinds of problems, all the way until he was running. He was the chief strategist of the White House. So I go back even before that. I was Newt Gingrich's chief copywriter and debate coach. I started the We Build the Wall project that raised $25 million and built President Trump's prototype wall on private property using private donations. My family signed the Declaration of Independence. Old Dick Stockton out of New Jersey. I like to tell people that I aspire to be such an enemy of tyranny that 7 generations from now, my family still brags about the mud hole that I stomped in politics, like in tyrants. And I think that's the spirit of America and what we're doing. So the team reached out to me. They were looking, right, for people who would, be part of the project. And I actually had something I don't think that they were fully anticipating or expecting, which is, and I see Jimbo's in here now, and I think Tim's in here as well. I've hired a team to travel around the country to go to Trump rallies and large gatherings of people everywhere I can get in order to explain to Trump's people exactly why President Trump is embracing crypto. And for me, it's deeply personal because of my political stances. 2 months before the 2020 election, I was raided by the United States Postal Service, held at gunpoint in the middle of the night, and I was served a subpoena. I guess a process server wouldn't do, but they clearly just wanted to send a message. And then that afternoon, I was put on what's called the politically exposed persons list. And what that is, it is a list that means you don't get a bank account, you don't get a credit card, you don't get a debit card, you don't have Cash App, you don't have Venmo, you don't have PayPal. No traditional finance company will do business with you if you end up on this list. And it was one of the worst things that I could possibly imagine. I'm a father of 4, and not being able to participate in the regular economy was extremely difficult. Undeterred, we put together the March for Trump that everybody knows January 6th, but a lot of people know that we also did massive rallies in DC in November and December, and we did 2 big national bus tours on behalf of President Trump. That's how you respond to tyranny. You don't back down, you don't cower, you don't hide. And so when Elon Musk bought Twitter, I'd been censored and debanked for many years. And I had this idea that I was going to build 2 audiences, one in crypto and one in politics, because the way I managed to survive the debanking, the media attacks, the January 6th committee, all the other bullshit that I had to go through was crypto. So I'd bought Bitcoin in 2012, but I'd never really paid that close attention. I sold at $500 a token. And I bought some like XRP and some Doge and some Shiba and a bunch of other like Matic and a couple other things. But I was just somebody who would occasionally buy and wasn't really paying that close attention because I had a lot of libertarian friends. After I got debanked, I dove in head first. I read all the white papers. I started to trade full time, and crypto became my lifeline to be able to support my family, support my kids, and to be able to survive. And so when I started to build this audience, it seemed like I was crazy. What do you mean you're building an audience of half like these weird crypto people and these Tea Party grandmas? And it was a little awkward at first. Right. I've onboarded people for years into crypto because to me, what we're doing here, there's a lot of gambling, a lot of fun, a lot of shit coining. But what we're doing here is actually the essence of whether or not we're going to be free. The difference between whether we go into this terrible dystopia or we go into one of the greatest renaissance periods of our lives depends if we go into something that's truly decentralized, immutable, and censorship resistant, or we go into a central bank digital currency where they're able to track and control and program every financial transaction and communication that we have between individuals and entities. And so I've been on this path for several years, and I took a lot of heat from both communities. And then something really wild started happening, which is the Trump family and the Trump team started to see the benefit in crypto, specifically because so many of his inner circle had faced these kind of debanking attacks. And so 3 months ago, when President Trump started talking positively about Bitcoin, and then when he gave the speech at the Libertarian Conference, and then really hit it home with the Bitcoin miners a couple weeks ago, where he talked about making sure that all of the rest of the Bitcoins are mined in America, right? Which is the government actually stepping up to make sure that we're participating in crypto and that we stop this ongoing attack against the crypto as a whole. It really opened up a ton of doors because in Trump world, I was largely known as the crypto guy. And what it's led to is that I was able to do several spaces with Donald Trump Jr. and with Andrew Tate and with Dan Blazarian. I had Congressman Matt Gaetz drop by one of my spaces last night. The Trump world has so embraced cryptocurrency that it's now one of the 20 major planks on the official Republican platform. The platform committee at the RNC officially added Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and stopping the attacks to get it to their official platform, which is almost inconceivable if you knew how far apart these worlds were 3 years ago when we started this journey. And so the Trump team asked me that one of their concerns is that a lot of our people, a lot of the MAGA people in the world, they're not native to crypto. They don't own any crypto. They don't have any crypto. And President Trump is going to be talking about crypto at just about every single event. It's going to be a regular part of his stump speech. He's going to be headlining at Bitcoin Nashville. We're going to have There's going to be a fundraiser there with Don Jr. That I know a lot of the guys at the 7076 team are going to be joining us on. And so what they need is for us to go shore up some of the Republicans and conservatives who are questioning why Donald Trump's talking about crypto because they don't really understand what it means. And this is, in my opinion, the most unfucking believable opportunity for those of us who really care and believe about this stuff, because there are millions of people who, for the first time, are willing to, right, because Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. are both talking about crypto. They're willing to give it a try for the first time. And the potential for us with that is that I believe that the only real way to educate people about what it is we're doing here in crypto is by onboarding them. And it's a big responsibility because we need to make sure that we are onboarding people that their first experience in crypto is not the fucking casino. It's not the ruggers. It's not these projects where if I onboard somebody, let's say we're at a rally and we convince somebody to like go and buy a token for the first time. If they do well with that token, then they're going to be part of crypto forever. We've got them. If the opposite happens, then it will reinforce all of the negative connotations about crypto's a scam. It's just used by drug dealers and tax avoiders and all the other attacks that have been leveled against what crypto is. And so I recently purchased a big old Hummer H2. I've hired a couple guys who are going to be traveling around. We're putting stickers and magnets on temporarily until after Bitcoin Nashville, and then we'll do a more professional wrap. And that Hummer, and then what we expect will eventually be a full caravan of vehicles that travel around the country and go to where there's large gatherings and onboard people into a variety, right, into projects that we believe will be a winner. And so when the team reached out to me, what I pitched them on wasn't like just having me call the token and support and hold spaces and do a lot of the stuff that I would normally do for projects. But I think 1776 is such a piece of history, and to be honest, like one of the greatest memes of all time. And because I think the project has done a really great job of addressing some of the ways that we all get wrecked in bad projects. I think this is one of the perfect projects to onboard to. And so I asked them if they would be interested in being a sponsor and having the team creating regular video content, doing handouts, putting the crew in t-shirts, and all the other things, the influence, everything that comes with like being on the road and physically doing one of these tours. And the team came back to me much faster than I expected, but incredibly gung-ho to participate and join in. And so the in real life presence that 1776 is going to have between now and the election is going to be next level. I mean, the Hummer's only the start, and we've mounted we're mounting 100-inch screen at the top of this thing with a big sound system so that we can play videos. The crew will be handing out 1776 stickers and palm cards and onboard, and we will continue to just figure out the best way to grab as many people's attention as we possibly can. And then there's a secondary marketing level, which is we will have all of these incredible visuals and videos on the ground at all of these different events. And it's up to us in this community and in this TG to make sure that we're pushing that message out to people who are crypto native, to show them the very real impact we are having to onboard people. I believe that what Trump and the Trump family have done for crypto is that there will never be, after this point, this large of a single onboarding event ever, which is I believe we're about to watch millions and millions and millions of conservative, Trump voters or MAGA voters on board into crypto and give it a try for the first time. And we're going to be right at the center of facilitating that. And if that's not fucking bullish, I don't know what is. So I am super excited to be a part of this crew. And I will be here for the long haul. I think my reputation around crypto is pretty solid this way, which is when I get involved in projects, I get involved to be involved for the long term and try to build out, because the crypto revolution is deeply personal to me. And I tell people, political people all the time, that if you're going to be politically outspoken in this new digital world and you don't own Bitcoin, you don't have a basic understanding of what cryptocurrency is and how to use it, then you are vulnerable to having somebody flip a switch at one of these banks and losing your ability to survive and participate in the broader economy. And so for me, making sure that we onboard people responsibly, again, the beautiful thing about that is it just means that we need to continue to pump this token up, which is we want to onboard people and we want to make sure that they have a big win on their first experience in crypto. And the only way to do that is to make sure that the chart continues to go up as we push through. And so I know we've been in this long, slow slide. I'm not worried about it. I believe I think this is a classic bear trap. Having been trading every day for the better part of 5 years and going back all the way to 2012, 2013, when I first started seeing charts and paying attention. I believe this is a classic bear trap, and we are about to go to all-time highs. When you look at the Bitcoin ETF volume, the upcoming ETH ETF, and what I expect will be a Solana ETF in short order, probably not in the US, but in another country, I think we're about to see all-time highs across the board that we're not ready for. And the teams that build, the teams that show up, and the teams that people have seen in real life are the ones who are going to benefit. So let's run it up, boys.
I couldn't agree more. To give you an idea that you came to the right place, since you've been speaking, there's two things that have been trending in our chat. One is when tyranny threatens liberty, treason becomes duty, which I think is pretty fucking badass. And the other one is Dustin said 1776 is the GOAT. To give you guys sort of a little bit of background on me, and I know that most of you know me as the guy who was fun from a couple of other projects, but one of my ancestors was on the Mayflower. It was John Carver. He was the first governor of Plymouth Colony, which was Massachusetts. And while I can't claim what Dustin can, I wish I fucking could. None of my ancestors signed the Declaration of Independence as far as I know. But these are also things that I hold very dear to my heart as far as the reason that we split from England and the reason that we really need to win this next election. And I'm so glad that we can find something, not just crypto, which we all love, that stands for financial freedom, not just in the way of making a bunch of money, but also in the way of being free from banking institutions and this digital currency that everyone's asking for, where essentially your freedom of speech is threatened because if you say the wrong thing, someone can take your money away. And that's the biggest pile of fucking bullshit and so far against what our country stands for. So I feel like partnering with Dustin was the right move, because we can sort of not just make a bunch of money, which we are all here for, but we can also come up with something that can really change the world. And I realized this started a week ago as something that was going to be fun for a weekend, but sometimes shit changes. And now we've got an opportunity to do something great. And we want, if I believe if you have the opportunity to do something great, you have the responsibility to do something great. So we are, Dustin, we're so excited to have you on board. We're so excited to partner with you. For those of you who are questioning what we're talking about, yes, there are going to be VCs. Yes, there are going to be, Twitter spaces. There are going to be all those things you expect. But you're also going to have, boots on the ground in 1776 attire, onboarding people and teaching people about crypto and stuff like that, who are of the same belief system we are, but otherwise wouldn't be introduced to something like this, which is a huge fucking deal. So we're not targeting swing traders. We're not targeting people who are looking for the next meme. In a lot of ways with this partnership, we're targeting people who have never been in crypto, but believe in the same values we do. And because we've got a situation where, we've got a token based on trust and transparency, and we've got two-factor authentication and multi-sig on all the dev wallets. We've got a situation where everything's vested. We've got a situation where the private sale holders are not going to sell. This is such a big fucking opportunity to go to like 100 million market cap or if not more. So I'll give Dustin, we appreciate your time, brother. I know that you don't have much of it. Do you have a couple seconds to take questions in case anybody has any?
Yeah, absolutely. And John, I'll say this. Conviction holders are the backbone of all of the largest projects I've been a part of. And I often joke about the reason that the Trump NFTs did so well is that I'm not even joking, I probably have 50 friends who bought them who wouldn't know how to sell them unless they called me and asked me to walk them through, like moving it out of their custodial wallet. The kind of holders that we'll be attracting like in person are the kind of people who are not watching the chart every day or maybe even every week. They're people who are going to occasionally open up their app and see what they're at. They're not people who are looking for a quick 20% or 50% or 100%.
Good deal, brother. Well, if anyone has any questions for Dustin before we move on, go ahead and ask them now. Buddy, and again, Dustin, I can't tell you how excited I am about this. We're going to see you in Nashville, and we're going to see you hopefully several other places soon.
I'm looking forward to that.
Welcome to the family, Dustin.
Yeah, thank you, Dustin, for everything that you're doing. What do you think? There's a chance we can get Trump to blast out 1776?
So I was thinking about that a little earlier. So I work with a lot of the Politify project, and
Sure.
I'm convinced that we'll see Donald Trump share some of our meme content. So I've been kind of pitching us as a rapid response ecosystem, like Politify more broadly. And I think they'll do it. But the only worry I have for 1776 is all the January 6th craziness that we went through. They basically turned anyone who talked about 1776 into a terrorist who was like scary insurrectionist. So I think if we did it, if we found the right piece of content that put it in a subtle enough way and focused on liberty, I think there's a really good chance. I've taken several bets with people that we'll see President Trump share some of the content that is generated from our meme tokens. I think we'd have to play it just right and make sure that we build out on True Social, but I have a lot of True Social influencers available to help make sure that we grow that very quickly. But I'll say it's a lot higher than zero without being a definite thing for sure.
Oh, shit. Hold on, Steve. My phone's ringing.
On the trail, don't have much time. Just wanted to say thanks for the support in 1776 to the stars.
Well, fuck. You guys hear that?
Fucking boom.
Game over.
Good
That
Lord.
bricked me up.
We're gonna. I guess it's going to the stars. I mean, y'all heard it.
DJ just said it.
If DJT says it, it's going to happen. As long as we don't get fucked by a bunch of stupid machines and mail-in voting and all that stuff again. But that's what everybody's here for. We're not just here to make money off crypto. We're here to fucking change the world at this point. And it happens one person at a time, and it happens making sure that the message is shared. And again, this is such a funny spot to be in for me personally, and I'm sure for many people on the team, because we didn't start this to start a movement. We started this because I was drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning on July 4th, or 9 o'clock in the morning, according to Mike's wife. And we said, let's start something. And all of a sudden, here we are, and we've got something that is trusted and transparent on Solana, which is rare because most Solana coins fail within like 90 minutes. We've got something that has a backbone and a platform and a foundation that could last long term. And we've got partnerships that could last very, very, very long term. So I'm excited to see where this goes. Like I'm so fucking thankful for all of you guys and so thrilled to be a part of this. I'm thankful that Dustin's on board. I'm thankful for, High Res, Terps, Boston Rob, all of the guys who are on board so far, Pokey, Doxed, whoever else. And I'm excited to see where this thing goes. But Dustin, I do want to be respectful of your time. So does anyone else have questions for Dustin at this time?
Dustin, is there anything else that you need from us to push us further?
So, we're working, and listen, the cool thing is this drives a bunch of stuff, but stickers and giveaways so that we have 1776 swag to pass out. The cool thing is, like, everybody could participate, get some stickers, and slap them up around, right? And the great thing is, no one, you look at 1776, you know exactly what it means. It means that we are free people and our rights come from God. So making sure that we get the swag and the t-shirts and the hats. Cool thing is that's great community building too. And so I hope everybody will snag some of that stuff.
What do you recommend for that? Do you recommend like a sticker or a t-shirt or whatever with a barcode so they can like get the link to it? Because if we're dealing with people who are new to crypto, there's got to be a way for them to figure out and make the transition from I see 4 numbers that I love to how do I buy this thing? So do you recommend a QR code?
So we think that we're going to incorporate on the second verse. So like right now we're racing because we're going to try to make it to the RNC convention in time for President Trump's nomination. And so like that's next Thursday. So like we're on kind of a tight window on that. So we're doing it in kind of 2 steps. We're going to take the Hummer and we're going to get some like magnets and decals done that have the logo so that we could start creating the video content and the Hummer looks cool as fuck. The next part, after Bitcoin Nashville, we're going to do a more professional wrap. And on that, we're thinking QR code. But one of the things that we've been discussing, one of the easiest ways to convince people, I haven't quite figured out the exact system to do this, but it's to offer them some kind of nominal amount of tokens and if they go through the process of setting up a wallet. So right, maybe that means 1776 tokens if you set up a phantom wallet and submit your new wallet creation to this address or something. So we're thinking that we're going to do a variety, which is one will be just straight giveaway type stuff. So like bumper stickers and stickers, because they're generally pretty cheap that we can hand out. But then also the other thing that we're doing is having the sponsor projects create basically like little palm cards that walk people through kind of step by step what they need to do to be able to get the token. And we're still, again, we're doing a lot of this stuff very, very fast because the call from the Trump world to get this done happened not that long ago. And so things are moving incredibly fast, but I think creating some kind of handout and then the video content and the spaces, a lot of that will be designed at taking all these new people that we're bringing into the ecosystem and showing them the ropes. The other big thing is that we really want to emphasize is getting people into the telegrams. And so like the hope is that we will cultivate a culture in these different telegrams that is very welcoming to newcomers so that people don't feel uncomfortable asking questions or being taught how to work for their bags or to participate in raids, right? Like we anticipate having a lot of new, fresh people who have no crypto exposure at all and kind of showing them the ropes. And so inside the Telegram, when we see these people coming in, it's really important that we welcome them with open arms and we show them the ropes.
Well, brother, I can get you whatever you need before Bitcoin Nashville. If for some reason it can't get there, I will deliver it to you in person and hand it to you in my fucking big ass excursion. And I'll have that shit wrapped in 1776 gear. Just let me know what you need, whether it's cards, whether it's stickers for the Hummer, whatever the fuck it is, pens. I don't know what those people want. Koozies. I mean, I personally am a big fan of koozies. Like, I really, really like koozies. So if you want koozies, we'll do koozies. However, whatever you want, let me know. I'll get it to you.
All right, sounds good. And listen, I will be a regular, but like I said, I'm not somebody who just drops in and extracts supply and goes on my merry way to whatever the next like big thing is. So I will be regularly in the Telegram. You guys are welcome to tag me if you need to get a hold of me or you have questions about anything. And that goes for anyone in the community. If there's something, right, like you see or that you want to draw my attention to or question you have for me, I'm excited to be a part of the community more broadly, and really, really grateful to have you guys on board as a sponsor on the tour. I think we're going to change the world.
Buddy, we're so glad to have you with us, and we're excited to be a sponsor. And so that everybody knows, to put everybody at rest, we are going to do Twitter Spaces and shout outs and all that stuff too. Like, we're not just doing the Hummer thing, but I think the Hummer thing is something that we can use to actually make a difference in the community and not just motivate buyers. And I think that if you're going to do something as a man in this world, no offense to any women in here, I think if you're going to do something as a man in this world, that you have the responsibility to change the world if you have the ability to change the world. And I think that we can do something that's absolutely fucking amazing here while making money. And if that's not enough to motivate you, then I don't know what is, and I really don't give a fuck what is, because that should be enough to make everyone go fucking crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm pumped. And by the way, so to make it clear, Twitter Spaces and being on the panels and right, like all the normal stuff, but the big unlock that I believe like we're doing with this thing, which is you're like 1776 is going to have content of somebody in a 1776 hat and a 1776 t-shirt talking to somebody about the project, and that right at whatever the latest thing happening in the world of politics is. And so while we have a lot of animations and keyboard warriors who are creating stuff, I think that the visuals that are going to be created out of being on the ground and being at these rallies and actually doing shit, I think that's going to speak not just to the people that like we're physically onboarding, but I think we're going to like show people that this is the community you come join in order to expand the broader movement. And I think that's the big win.
No, I completely agree. I think that with the safeguards we put in place, and I'll let Colt speak to that, or Mike if they want to, but the safeguards we put in place as far as double sig required on all dev wallets, this project literally doesn't have the ability to be rugged. This is something that is a safe place to put your money. We don't have the ability to be rugged because we've got so many safety features in place for transparency and for honesty, and to make sure that the community can feel safe, because so many people in crypto don't, right? Sort of to what you talked to, Dustin, and people are thinking crypto is all a scam. And we've got the safeguards in place to mitigate that without just blind trust in a dev. And there's so many places that it's just like, let's have blind trust in a dev. And I think we've all been there recently where it was like, let's have blind trust in a dev, and then the dev fucks us. Or let's have blind trust in an influencer, and the influencer fucks us, gets all his followers on board, and then dumps on everybody. We've got a situation where we can really change that space and change the perception of that space and make it so much better for everybody involved.
I'll just jump in real quick. I've been involved with Politify for what, 2-3 months now, basically since Dustin started this shit. And I mean, it started out from a beautiful concept of just trying to bring legitimacy to Solana, and bringing out projects that people can trust. And honestly, what Dustin's done for every one of these projects, giving them the platforms, making the connections, and also the only reason I'm here is because he gave a shout out for you guys, and this is the absolute perfect project for what we got going. And I threw a picture of the flaming Hummer that's in there, and I love your guys' video that you have on the buy bot. But just imagine if the British saw a fucking Hummer coming their way. Like, this shit's next level, bro.
Oh, dude, I fucking love that Jimbo. Jimbo, that's fucking money.
Yeah, let's get a graphic designer on that ASAP. I mean, we to be fair, and there's a bunch of Brits on my team, so like I joke with them all the time. If you type T in the chat, it gives you a really really funny little hashtag thing. But to be fair, we did beat them with pitchforks and muskets. But imagine a flaming fucking Hummer coming at them. Then we wouldn't have made it to Yorktown. It would have been like maybe Saratoga and done.
I fucking love it. But no, I'm definitely a bag holder of 1776 now, man. I fucking love what you got. Just from my few minutes being here and looking into you guys while I've been listening, I'm glad to be a part of this project. So,
Well, brother, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have Dustin. We're glad to have all of our partners. We really can't be thankful enough with what we thought started as a slightly inebriated July 4th meme turned into something that can do something big. And we're all now at this point committed to do something big because we have the opportunity to, and I think that's the right thing to do. So we're not going anywhere. I'm glad that you guys are with us. I'm glad that you guys are with us, not just for the week, but for the long haul, like a lot of callers would be. And we're gonna make this thing fucking rip, and we're going to the stars. I mean, to be fair, like initially we thought, oh, what can we do? Let's find out. And now it's sort of like, as we hear all these new things, I know you guys don't see what's going on in our team's private chat, but there's so many people that are in there like, holy shit, this could get to $1 billion. And I think that if we're out there, not just in Twitter spaces, not just in telegrams, not just in, Instagram or whatever, and doing meme shit, if we're out there doing real life stuff, we could really get there. And there's nothing I'd love to see more, not just for financial reasons, but because the more people we can get into cryptocurrency and out of a system that could really fuck them if they said the wrong thing. Because we've all seen what happens with that, right? Like, I mean, fuck, 2 years ago, we were in a situation where if you told someone they shouldn't wear a mask, you could be canceled. If you tell someone right now that there's only two genders, you could be canceled. And if there is a digital currency that comes out that's ran by a government, that they have access to what you say, and they have access to your money, and they have access to what you do, which is what the left wants, your entire finances and your ability to, provide for your family could be fucked. We're the opposite of that. We're here to protect that from happening. And I think we're in a situation now where we can really, really, really actually make a difference in making that happen. And again, I've said this 3 times on this call. If we have the ability to do that, we have the responsibility to do that. So let's fucking rock. Anyway, any other questions for Dustin before he's got to take off? All right. Well, Dustin, we greatly appreciate you, brother. We're so glad to have you with us. Man, I can't wait for our first Twitter Spaces with you and me and High Res and Rob. I think that'll come probably in the next week, if I'm not mistaken. And then in the meantime, you're welcome to hang out. Obviously, you're welcome to hang out in Telegram. You guys are all welcome here completely. We're going to move on to some other stuff that we've been talking about. And we've got, I think, Mike's in the chat. Mike's got a meme contest that he's got to hand out winnings for. And then we're going to talk about some other shit. And then we're going to have some open discussion. So you guys good? Anything else to add, Dustin?
Honored to be here. Excited to run it up with all of you. Excited to get the Hummer on the road. You guys, listen, the visual of this thing being there at the rallies, it feels like we are Sam Adams, that we are on the cusp of this revolution that's going to change everything. And what a freaking time to be alive. And what an honor to be part of the group that is going to tackle all of this bullshit and corruption and erosion of our rights that's been happening for so long. So thank you guys so much for joining us, for sponsoring the tour. And like I said, I'll be around if you guys need something from me, if you have questions. Never hesitate to ask. I'm around.
Appreciate you, brother. We are so glad to have you again.
yeah, and the best thing is instead of running over redcoats, we get to run over liberals now. Come on, baby. Don't get much better than that.
It's the same thing. They're both blindly devoted to authority.
Did George Washington back down from redcoats? Do we back down from red candles? Fuck no, this is 1776.
Let's go. I love it. Someone fucking get that trending in chat. All right. Well, Colt, Mike, you guys got anything to add? Cool. Let's move on. How we doing on the meme contest? Is Mike in here? All right, let's wait for him. Let's do a little Q&A. So how's everybody doing? I know we've got a bunch of new members in here that we haven't seen before. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on what Dustin said, thoughts on what we talked about so far? If you believe that there's more than two genders, sell your bag and get the fuck out. I don't care. If you think that wearing a mask is appropriate, sell your bag, get the fuck out. I don't care. But if you want to stay, you're welcome to, but just I don't want to hear the complaints.
So John, when's the next rally? Or the first one that we'll be attending?
The next Trump rally?
Yeah. Or where
they're all the time. I
76
don't
is
know. I don't know the answer to when the first one that will have the logos and the shirts and stuff there. I do plan on attending a couple. I'm trying to clear my schedule to get to Bitcoin in Nashville at the moment. I know that Colt's going to be there, and Colt's going to be at a dinner with Donald Trump Jr. I don't know really the rest of logistics. What I would like to my vision, and this is this is obviously on VC, not in the main chat, because I don't want to upset anyone if it doesn't happen. But I would absolutely love to have a 1776 wrapped vehicle. It will not be a Hummer. It will probably be like, I'd really like to find like an old square body F350 7.3 diesel or something along those lines. If not, I'm happy to wrap my Excursion because that's pretty fucking American. But I would love to have a 1776 wrapped vehicle, at some of the rallies leading into September, October, November.
Hey, John, one thing you could do, I'm going to be there, by the way. So if we're going to do I don't know if we're doing a meetup or what we're doing, but that'd be awesome to kind of meet you guys and everything. But one thing you could do is at night, drive it down Broadway and have if you do have the QR codes on the side of it, if that's at all possible, people will literally just snap that right there on Broadway, which would be dope.
No, I agree for sure. I've never been to a Bitcoin convention. I don't know how much partying goes on there. I don't know if it'll be on Broadway. That's probably something someone else, could answer better. I have no problem going on Broadway though.
Yeah, for sure. And then maybe we could do something just meet up at a rooftop or something like that or whatever one night. But that'd be cool.
No, I mean, I think it'd be awesome to go to Eric Church's bar and throw some chairs off the roof and see what happens. I hear it worked well for another guy.
Amazing.
I will throw in on that. So I'm emceeing the Beef Initiative event on Saturday evening, which comes with all-you-can-eat steak from the best local ranchers who are fighting to keep mRNA out of the fucking beef supply. Literally all you can eat steak on Saturday. I'll drop the flyer. If you use the promo code Clean Beef, it's not my promo code, but I know it gives you 10% off. $90, you get all you can eat tacos on Friday and all you can eat steak on Saturday. So would love to. If you're coming to Bitcoin Nashville, you'd be out of your mind not to come to the Beef Initiative event Saturday.
Where's that being held? Can you drop it in the chat and let everybody know?
Yep, I'll drop the flyer right now.
Guys, I know that we haven't even thought about this until just now, or really yesterday when this was solidified. I will go ahead and start working on shirts, T-shirts with QR codes, hats. I prefer truckers, maybe a Navy snapback with something 1776 on the front and a QR code on the side. If you don't like truckers, that's not my fault. You can buy one anyway. If anyone, what's that? Richardson?
That's the brand of the hat, Richardson.
All right, just text that to me. I don't feel like we need to talk about that in here, but I'll text it to me and let's see what happens. And I'm trying to get out of some obligations to go to this thing. If anyone wants to meet up, Let's fucking do it. Because I mean, let's be real. Right now we were at 2 million market cap at the beginning of this call. I think we're at 2.5 right now. By the 27th, we'll probably be at 10 to 12. So if you guys want to have a meetup, let's have a fucking meetup. Let's have a damn good time. Let's talk about freedom, and let's have a beer or two and eat some amazing fucking steak that doesn't have hormones in it.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
The 27th is the Bitcoin convention.
Yeah, it's in Nashville. You want to go?
I can try and move some things around. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, just fly to Charlotte because I've got to drop my kid. If we're going, like if I'm going, I've got to drop my kids off with my dad in Knoxville, and then we'll take the excursion. I'll wrap the excursion before then, and we'll make some waves.
I might drive the Lambo up.
Hey, not that it matters too much, but if you use code SELECT25, you should be able to still get 25% off the ticket to the convention.
I don't, Dustin, is it worth going to the convention, or is it better just to go to the networking shit?
To be honest, I'm rolling in with Gary Cardone and a couple of the other like convention speakers. So I'm assuming I don't need a pass. So I haven't looked at it at all. So, but I will tell you my experience with conventions, whether political or tech or crypto, is that the real benefit is outside the convention at the dinners, events, and after parties. That's where I've always found the like best value add.
Right. I was about to say, like, the best connections I've made at things like that are at the bars afterwards or the restaurants afterwards, as opposed to at the actual seminars.
That's always how. For me, I used to like I've been to CPAC like 10 years. I've never bought a CPAC ticket like officially. I used to rent out like just a presidential suite and throw parties for people. Way better bang for your buck.
Let us know where and when. We'll be there. I'll bring a bottle of bourbon.
Let's go. Make sure it's a good one.
I mean, Eagle Rare 12-year. Hard to find.
That's pretty quality. I was gonna say a little Jim Beam straight out of the bottle will never hurt anybody though.
I mean, you said bring quality. I mean, if you want Jim Beam, you can get like a case and a half for the same price.
No, I actually have a taste for like fine bourbons and whiskeys. It's a weakness of mine.
Angel's Envy is still the best bang for the buck.
Absolutely not. But thank you for your opinion.
Have you tried the Orphan barrels?
I haven't.
Oh man, so Orphan Barrel, dude, they went around to like closing distilleries and like captured some barrels and aged them. And the Muckety Muck 22-year might be my favorite whiskey of all time.
I'll have to look it up. Thank you for that.
Could you, Dustin, just again, we haven't really talked on this. We've talked about far more important shit than cryptocurrency. But could you share sort of a couple of the projects you've been involved with, just so everybody knows sort of the caliber of what we're looking at in terms of this partnership?
Yeah, no, happy to. So I've been on the shrimp team, which I think we topped out at like 140, maybe 180. I don't know exactly. I was also one of the earliest. I think I held the first space for Tucker, and was one of their first buyers. I've been on Laptop. We ran that to 10. That was my first like real project as a community takeover. Learned a lot of tough lessons with that one, right? Like that's where I cut my teeth. Learned like the brutality that certain callers could be and other things. I was a day one buyer of the OG Trump token on ETH at 0.00001. I was man. What else? Well, Jones. I'm on the Jones team. One of my favorite projects ever.
Hey guys, I got a question. Anybody here know the answer to 1984?
Yes.
I'm lurking in here, guys. If I see 1776, I come running.
I mean,
it.
It was a much better year than 1984, to be fair.
I was born that year, so I like it.
1984 is
Dustin.
the Orwellian shit, and it's a movie that I feel like everybody should watch because half of the country is trying to take us there, including the elite class.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Check
What's
it
good,
out.
Dustin?
What's up? By the way, Owen is the project lead over with Rez over at Jones. They're another one of the sponsors of the tour. Like that, so one of the things, right, which is I've been involved with a lot of these projects, but we have cultivated a spirit of collaboration. We believe we grow as a category, that like our long-term success is going to be built because we've built this incredible content and distribution engine that isn't afraid to like work together and share resources with each other. And so super stoked to have Jones like on as another sponsor of the tour. Tucker as well will be right. Actually, Tucker's going to be in Nashville with I believe a 3-foot Tucker puppet that we'll be able to do a lot of fun stuff with. So the cool thing is like as a category, what we broadly call politify, we truly believe this will be the dominant meme category because we've taken memes from being static and we're making them dynamic.
No, and I couldn't agree more. And to give you a shout out for that, I've followed Tucker, I followed Alex Jones. For those of you who don't know, Alex Jones is a very popular, like a very popular TV show host. He got canceled by just about fucking everybody. And they made an Alex Jones. It's spelled differently. It's spelled ALUXJOWNES. It's on Solana. It's a really cool project. Tucker is a really cool project. They do a lot of stuff with graphics and cartoons. It's amazing. It's a Tucker Carlson parody. They both do some very cool shit. If you guys want to know sort of the caliber of people we're working with, I would recommend that you look up any of the projects that Dustin just mentioned. And I believe, and I'm not dogging any of those other projects, but I believe that what we've got in place with more than just the humor aspect, which I'll handle the humor aspect. Y'all know I'm fucking funny as shit. At least I've been told so. But with the transparency, the honesty, the long-term stuff that we have in place, I really think that we can go farther than they can. And honestly, I'd love to bring you guys with us. This isn't one of those things where for us to win, everybody else has to lose. For us to win, the people that have to lose are the people who oppose cryptocurrency and the people who oppose freedom. So if we win, a rising tide lifts all ships, and that means Alex Jones does better. That means Tucker does better. That means Tremp does better. Whatever. Let's all fucking win. That's the way I look at it. And I'm not going to dog any other coin as long as the dev's a good person, and as long as the community is solid, and as long as they've got a good project. We are all in this together, and really, I wish that more coins would look at it from the lens of if crypto wins, we all win, as opposed to if the purple frog wins, everybody else has to lose. And I think that we have a very, very good mindset on our team and our vision there that really we can all win. We can all do this. We can all make this happen.
Yeah, and hey, this is Tim. I'm actually the one of the main devs over at the Tate team, Andrew Tate, TEIT. I just want to vouch what Dustin said. All of us in Politify are collaborating. I'm a good friends with Owen over there at Jones. I'm good friends with many other projects. We're collaborating in spaces with content. And personally, I love your guys' project. I love kind of the theme of it. And I am now a bag holder. I bought some 1776. I look forward to seeing you guys at the rally, at many rallies around the country. And just wanted to throw out there, add to the spirit. We want to collab. We want to kind of grow this sector of Politify. We want to save people from buying dumb shit like cats and dogs and whatever else they want to spend their money on. The millions of rugs that are coming out on Pump Fund. If they could buy something that they know that the team is solid. And also if, people have different interests, they have different content that they interact with. and knowing other teams that are doing great things in this space, and giving someone a recommendation based on what they may like can only help them.
100%.
All right, guys. What other questions do we have?
John, have you got your tattoo designed yet?
I don't have my tattoo designed yet. I think I know what I'm doing to let all of the newer people know. We started this sort of as a joke, and I said if we ever get to $10 million market cap, I will get a tattoo of 1776 either on my taint or on my shoulder. I have firmly decided it's going to be on my shoulder. There is not a question there, but I think I've got a good idea of what's going on my shoulder. Nothing is going on my fucking taint, assholes.
I've got a Gadsden flag already tattooed. It'd be easy to throw a 1776 on there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a shoulder's a good spot for 1776. I don't know where to put the on Solana, if we're doing that or if we're just doing 1776. The stupid part was not only did I agree to get the tattoo, I also agreed to let the community design it. So we'll see what happens. It should be
has
fun.
to have the QR code in it.
I definitely would not pull a little pump and put Solana on your body. I'll just say that.
I am not putting a QR code on my body either.
Sounds like it's not your choice, bro.
It's definitely going to be on my left shoulder. So let's do that. I mean, I'll get a fucking dude. I'll get a full blown Gadsden flag across my back or my chest. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not getting a QR code anywhere.
We'll let Kieran design it.
We'll let Kieran design it. No, Kieran has a weird affinity for tattoos.
All right, boys, I got to run. I appreciate you guys a lot. I'll be around. Thank you guys for participating. I fucking love this project. Freedom, baby. Let's get after it.
Absolutely.
Dude, we're so happy to have you. I mean, for you to be in here for an hour, and the number one trending comment on Telegram was, when tyranny threatens liberty, treason becomes duty. That pulls at the heartstrings a little bit. So we love having you.
Love it. Love the energy. Love the vibe. Let's run it up, boys.
Let's fucking go.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
Well, what else we got? I guess we got to talk about some. We got to talk about some giveaways. We got to talk about some other fun stuff. Does anyone have any questions in the meantime?
I'm getting the meme contest winners figured out right now. 1, 2, 3. Get that typed out, and then I'll have it posted in the chat.
All right, so we got the meme contest coming out. We've got another contest that may or may not be happening for those of us who are still in the video chat. We love giveaways. How do you guys feel about all this stuff? Any questions, any comments, any concerns? Are you guys glad we brought Dustin on? Should we have picked someone else?
Fuck
Hell no. He's perfect.
You guys ready to change the fucking world?
That's why we're here.
We're going to start a new movement.
I mean, I'm serious when I say that. Like, I know we started this to make some money. We are going to make some money. Don't get me wrong. But we're also going to change the fucking world. With some of the stuff he didn't mention is we are going to have a situation where we do have several Twitter spaces. We are going to have a situation where we do have a bunch of calls and all of that shit. But in my opinion, and what pulls at my fucking heartstrings, is we've got a chance to bring financial freedom to people who didn't know they could have it. And when we've got boots on the ground who are talking to people who believe in the same stuff we do, who are helping onboard them into crypto for the first time, and the first thing they see is 1776, I think that's a big fucking deal. Like, I think that's something that not a whole lot of tokens have. These are people who have faded Bitcoin for 20 years. These are people who have faded ETH, who have faded Doge, who don't know about it. They don't trust it. They don't trust anything. And they finally will have an opportunity to find a trustworthy project to put their money into. And these aren't swing traders. You know what I mean?
I think the candles are going to start getting very green here soon.
I mean, they have. We're up 25%. We're up 20% since we started this VC. But yes, I agree. This has been, I didn't start out this way, but this is more of sort of, I guess, a mission statement VC than an update VC. But I'm glad that we had it. I'm glad we were able to talk about these things. You know, there's so many spaces in the world where you can't talk about these things, and we're lucky to, number one, have the platform we do, and number one, be in the country. Number two, be in the country we are, and number three, you know, be in the situation that we all are, where we can take some time and do this on a Friday afternoon. So I couldn't be more happy to fucking do this.
Hey, John, let's definitely do a meetup in Nashville if you actually go. I'm going to be there too.
Brother, if I can be there, I will gladly meet you guys. I've got to figure out. I've got to figure out my kids. Right now, I'm trying my best to get there. If we don't do Nashville, I will tell you with 100% certainty we will do several different events in the fall, like several. I know Colt will be in Nashville.
I'll be there. I'll rent a presidential room and throw some kind of 1776 party while I'm there.
Cole, you're going?
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been planning it for a
I just
while.
told wife we're going.
There you go. I'll book a nice event.
Yeah, we're going to be there with a little British YouTuber guy too that does crypto, so we can probably get him on board. I know he's British, but hey, we can use all the help we can get.
Well, bro, I don't know if you knew this, but half of our team's British. Like we got a bunch of redcoats who have seen the light and decided that they like Trump and that they hate Britain, and they all want to move here. So
Yeah,
when you look at the admin team on this project, quite a few of them are British. You know, and it's people I trust very well. It's, you know, Kieran and fucking I don't know where the fuck Spader's from, but I trust him. I think he's British originally. Kevin's originally British. He lives in Australia now. Neil's British, or at least he sounds British. But there's a bunch of British people that we have that, you know, Chris is British, Morticulous. You know, these people have gone from strangers to good friends who we trust very much. So as much as we fuck with them all the time, this is the only time I'll say this. The rest of the time I'm going to fuck with you guys. But the rest, as much as we fuck with them all the time and call them redcoats, you know, these guys are the good ones and they believe in the same shit we do. And most of them would probably vote for Trump if they had the chance.
That's pretty cool. We're going to try to get this guy.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I'm saying we're going to try to take this British guy coming to the U.S. the first time to the gun range to baptize him.
I mean, do you want to take him to the gun range or do you want to take him to my backyard in North Carolina and we'll load some old refrigerators with tannerite and have a real good time?
Hey, it's all the same to me. We just have to convince the guy to wear a 1776 shirt somehow. We'll get him drunk enough.
I'm actually so I found this in my closet. This was actually not planned, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with this project. But here, I'll send you a picture right now. I'll post this in main chat. So this ends up being a t-shirt that I'm wearing while we're doing this fucking VC, like with zero planning. I've got some VC shirts. Y'all saw one last time, but this is one that I'm currently wearing that just happened to be, you know, the stars aligned and it happened.
Where did you get it at? We can probably wear that at the convention.
No, I'm gonna get some branded shit. I'm gonna get some actually branded shit. It's gonna say 1776 on Solana, and it's gonna have a QR code and all that stuff. Like I love the enthusiasm, but this was who makes it? Not Grunt Style. Some brand like Grunt Style, but we'll get like a legit 1776 branded platform going.
All right.
Oh,
Awesome.
somebody won something. Who won?
Bubba Gump.
We got our meme contest has been announced.
Bubba Gump won first. Real 3439 won second. Lord Banks 001 won third. So you guys know those tokens are vested for a week. So you will not be able to dump right away, but you will get your tokens. Secondly, Brad, I want to run a contest for someone who's on VC and follows both the Telegram and the Twitter for
Okay.
one soul. Can we go ahead and do that?
We can. Which one would you like? You want to do names or just a random picker? You want to do a spinning wheel? I don't really. We'll just do the random.
Well, I can tell you with 100% certainty, and you know why, that I don't want to do a duck race.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
absolutely. I appreciate you. Yeah.
I'm sure we're on the same
You can
page
only
there,
go
brother.
so far on. Yeah. That's awesome. Can somebody snag me a screenshot real quick of everybody's who's in? I've got like 37 tabs and 12 windows. And
Yeah,
5
here, brother.
screens open
Gotcha.
right now of who's all in VC.
I'll DM all of these to you. It'll be like 3 pages. And this is just going to be a one Solana giveaway. You've got to prove that you follow us on Twitter and Telegram, which obviously you follow us on Telegram. And let me scroll down through 7,000 fucking pages to find Brad, because that's the way this works when you start a project.
I warned you.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't really warn me. You kind of told me after the fact.
Yeah, it was more of laughter after the fact. You're right. It wasn't more of a warning.
Well, because this wasn't planned. If this was planned and you warned me, I would say, yes, you're right. But this was completely unplanned. Anyway, I hope you guys, while Brad's doing that, I hope you guys really, really, really fucking enjoyed what we talked about tonight. I'm so excited for this to have turned into something so long-term. I think that, come November, we're all going to look back and talk about how we changed the scope of cryptocurrency and the scope of our country. And I can tell you guys, from my perspective, Steve knows me pretty well in real life. Brad's known me for a long fucking time. Let's see who else is on here. Diamond knows me as the guy he hated for a little bit and then started liking me. Kieran's known me for a while. Spader's known me for a while. Most of y'all have known me for a while. Kevin's known me for a long time. But I don't like to lose. I'm not good at it. I've done it before many, 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 many years ago, but I can guarantee you it's not going to happen here. So for those of you who are at all hesitant about bringing your friends in, for those of you who have any, questions for me, my DMs are open. Go ahead and reach out. If you have any questions about what the team and I are cooking, feel free to reach out. I'm available. But we're going to send this fucking bitch to the way past the moon. This is going to the stars. The goal is now a $1 billion market cap. And you can go ahead and write that down, text it to me, say, hey, you said this. I don't care. If tomorrow we're not there, we probably won't be. If in 6 months we're not there, fine. But we're going very, very, very big places. And again, I don't fucking lose.
I can attest to that.
Aren't we all glad that y'all start this up on July 4th?
I mean, is there a better day to launch a project called 1776? I don't think
Fuck
there
no.
And is there a better way that it started?
is. Probably not. I mean, just remind me every holiday to start drinking at 9 a.m. and we'll see what happens.
Who am I excluding out of these names?
Well, what else are
I'm,
you
I'm
supposed to do
out.
when you roll over and realize you have a half-finished drink? You got to drink it.
That did not happen on the 4th of July. I rolled over and was like, fuck, it's July 4th. And I don't have any meetings today, but I do have some really, really good bourbon left over. So let's start with that. And then that went really well with coffee. And then the coffee was gone, but the bourbon was still there. And I was like, I'm still thirsty. And then we were all in chat talking about how Purple Pepe was a douche, and the last project we were in was a douche, and the other project before that was a douche. And then it was I distinctly remember the question, and I can go back and find it in that other forum. And the question was, hey, crazy idea, but can anybody create a contract address for Solana? And then within like T-minus 5 hours, we're launched.
For all the new people, you won't find a harder working team, I can promise.
I will attest to that. I have ran several teams in my life in multiple industries, and I have not found anyone that works harder than the people in our team here. And I'm certainly not trying to toot my own horn. I'm talking about the people that we have on this project. And I'm sorry if I do public speaking for more than like an hour, I start to lose my voice and I can feel it going out. But it doesn't feel too bad. Oh shit, Brad's got some shit up. Let's see who wins. I can tell you now, if it's me, throw it in the marketing.
How can a radio host lose voice in an hour?
I'm not a radio host, you cocksucker. I've never hosted a radio show. I've told you that 1,000 times. My voice is good for like 30 to 45 at max capacity, and then it starts going down.
I'm the same, but for about 3 hours. But I live my life a conference call at a time. So,
I mean, I've also been
All
on the
right.
phone today.
Stop talking. Generation has ran. I kept certain names out. I asked if you wanted to keep other certain names out. I don't think you heard me. We have a winner that was drawn, and it is SK.
put it in the marketing.
We'll do another one later on tonight. People are around, and I'll throw some of my tokens with some people. So let's keep the community active. Try to keep going around in there. And if anybody was a part of that meme group there for a minute, from me to you, let's try not to let that happen again, please.
And guys, that was
main chat positive and happy and all that lovingness. We don't need any of that. So this is especially in the main chat. You got it. As you've heard the people that are coming up on here, there's a completely different vibe that we're pushing for. Not the deeganing, nasty, cutting each other's throats, meme token shit. So
I missed all the fun in the meme group. I came in like after you had banned everybody and saw sort of the aftermath. And that's when I was like, all of this shit fucking stops now.
I'm too old for that shit, bro. Like I got kids. I don't need, we don't need to be dealing with babysitting each other on here. We're all a bunch of people with the same mission with this. So let's keep that in mind. Not at each other's throats, please.
No, I mean, we're all here to win. And the thing is, we can win together. And if you lose a fucking contest that costs you $100, well, it doesn't even cost you $100, that you don't win an extra $100 you didn't earn, you can still fucking hold your bag and win big time long run. So I don't understand why people get like that. But I've also learned that you control what you can control. And that is not something we can control.
That's what I'm saying. And again, guys, I just won, but we're here for you guys. This is the people's coin. And that's why I'm saying throw it in the marketing so we can push this thing further.
Let me see. I'm going to dump that in Maine right now. Steve, what'd you change your fucking name to? Like, I'm trying to tag you.
He's very hard to tag.
He really is. Why the fuck is that? Because in real life, I've seen some of the stuff he's tagged, and it's not hard.
Do you want me just to respond in the chat real quick?
I got it.
We also appreciate all the ones who are in the background as well, working for us.
So those of you who don't know, me and who haven't had the opportunity to really get to know me and haven't talked to me a bunch, first of all, I hope to get to know you a lot better over the next little bit. Not in like a gay way or an intimate way, but just in a way that we become friends and stuff like that. But I own a couple different businesses. I believe in this so much that yesterday I had an opportunity to hire a general manager for one of my companies. And I did that and gave them a 20% equity stake. So I basically handed over 20% of my shares to a company to someone for free so that they could run that so that I could have about 25 more free hours per week, because I really, really, really believe in the team and what we're doing here. And I think that we can not only just send this thing extremely fucking far, but also I've got in my vision for what 1776 can do a whole lot more long-term, big-time, kick-ass, take-name shit. And I'm excited for those who are here now to come with us. I'm excited for the team to come with us. And I'm just, dude, I'm so pumped right now. Like I feel almost ethereal and thankful, because this is something that was very, very spur of the moment. It came from situations that honestly were shitty, where a bunch of people I know have put in way too much than they should have. They've risked way too much than they should have. And they've been treated like shit. And all of a sudden we've got a situation where we can not only, change the world a little bit, our slice of pie at a time, but also we can really do some big time long-term shit to promote DeFi and promote getting out of the grind and really promote getting back to the American dream, which is freedom and the ability to choose your stars, and not being stuck in the 9-to-5 grind and not being beholden to someone else forever. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for all of you guys, and I'm so thankful for my team. I keep telling people, like, whenever you guys put fucking trust in John or John is the GOAT or whatever, it pisses me off so much, because this is not something that I ever could have done myself or even with one or two other people. Like, this is something that it truly takes everybody. And whenever someone asks, how did you do this? The answer is I fucking didn't. Like we did. Like several of us did. There's not one person in charge here. There's several of us who have made this happen. And again, I'm just so thankful for all of you guys. And, those of you who were with us from the beginning, or those of you who joined us afterwards. And this is not something that we could have done without everybody else involved. So I appreciate all of you. I'm pumped. Let's fucking go.
You couldn't have said it better, bro.
If that's the case, I'm going to end the recording and pin it, and we can stay here and just bullshit for the rest of the time and talk about how shitty Brad's hockey team is.
I think anybody that joined the
So
call
how
from the
shitty
beginning.
does that make your team if you lost to mine in playoffs?
How many Stanley Cups has the Lightning won in the last 10 years?
And how many have the Avs won?
I don't know.
We can talk Cowboys, the Steelers. We can talk all that. Bottom line is, you just keep bringing my team up because you're jealousy of our altitude and able to breathe.
I'm definitely, dude. I don't know. I've been to Denver. I don't know how the fuck you smoke weed out there. Like, I mean, I smoke weed in low altitudes, and it's like, maybe my lungs work a little worse. I do. I will give you that 100%. Like, I'm jealous. I should. I'm going to end the video. I'm going to end the recording right now and pin it, and then we're going to talk about weed.
In all fairness, I do own cannabis companies.
Oh my God! Tomorrow we're going to be a week old. Who would have fucking